Hello, because we think future. Now, one of the things that I realized when I started looking out on the internet is that we have a lot of knowledge. There's a ton of knowledge of the past out there. 99.9% of what you see out there is something that's happened before. It's a historical thing. It's some information that's not, it's not new information. It is a repackaging of old information. It is old information repackaged in a new way. And almost everything is like that. Now, some people might argue, and I know authors that I know, and I'm an author myself, say that there's nothing new under the sun. Every single tale has been told. Every single musical note has been played. Every single rhythm has been beat out. There is nothing new. Everything is just a regurgitation of something that's occurred in the past. But the reality is that we create new knowledge every single day. Every single day. And this new knowledge is sometimes tested and sometimes it's not. And when this new knowledge is tested and found wanting, then it pivots sometimes. But 99% of the time, all we do is regurgitate knowledge that we've had before. We don't create new knowledge. And that's one of the things that futurists do. That's one of the things that futurists do when looking at the future, looking at signals towards the future. And we're able to take what we see out there and turn it into something new. New directions, new products, new services, creative new ways to use old things. New knowledge is created every day, but a lot of times this new knowledge is discarded. New knowledge is discarded for many reasons. Most of the time it's because it's something we've never done before. So if we've never done before, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to work. In fact, a lot of times that's what people do. They look at the past and they say, this has never been done before, or it was tried at some point and it didn't work. And of course, I said this before to you many times, is that the past is a different reality. It's a completely different reality from today, from the future. Each individual human being on the planet has a different reality from each other individual human being on the planet. We are living in multiple distinct realities, where in some realities things work, and in other realities things don't work. You could take something from reality A and put it in reality XXB, and suddenly it would work, even though it was already tried in reality A. So what I'm saying to you is that old things can come back and be new again if they can flourish in a new reality. But if you really want to test the limits of progress and build new products and services, innovation, disruption, things that look into the future, things that will pull forward the progress of the human race, we need to look at creating new knowledge instead of regurgitating old knowledge. And we can create new knowledge by combining old things, sure, but we can also create new things. Now, one of the problems with creating new things is that a lot of times people, they don't like new things. They're afraid of change. In fact, most people fear change. If something new was to happen, if something different was to happen, they don't know how to deal with it. And sometimes they deal with it by fearing it, and sometimes they deal with it by openly embracing it, which, if you ask me, is the way to go, because life is change, and who doesn't want to embrace life? But I digress. The trick is to create new information, whether you create it from a basis of old information or you create something brand new, just sprouting out of your head based on things that you've seen before and neurons firing, different ideas coming in there. That's why I like doing that. Sometimes people say to me, why are you reading this? Why are you reading this? Why are you reading anthropology, sociology, history, future studies, technology, this, that, all of these different inputs? Because from any and all of these different inputs, these all different inputs are getting mashed up in the neurons in my brain, and those neurons are generating new connections, new firings, new sparks, new ideas, new knowledge that has never been created before. This is why I love science fiction, because that's what science fiction really is. If you look at science fiction, almost any type of hard science fiction, not the fantasy kind of stuff, But any of the hard science fiction that you see out there, a lot of it is brand new ideas or extensions of current ideas, mashups that we've never seen before, imaginings of a future where things are different. And they could be better, it could be worse, but though that is new knowledge. We don't know if these things are going to work or not. That's why they need to be tested. They need to be experimented. But I think the most exciting thing to do, the best thing to do ever in order to help the human race progress, is to create new knowledge and then test that knowledge to see if it will help improve the human race and help us to flourish. That's why we should look to the future and not to the past. I mean, we can look at the past for education, but like I said, the past is a different reality, and what happened in the past may not necessarily work in the future. We need to use the past to help us create new knowledge, new information, and then we also need to take observations from all types of different sciences and humanities and etc., and mash them all up in our creative human brains and create the future that we've always wanted.